Hi everybody and welcome to video number 30 in my EFT series. Before I start, I would just like to remind you to take responsibility for your own well-being, and also during this coronavirus times, if your hands are not clean, stop. Don't use face points, but if you have washed your hands, then you're safe to tap along. Okay, so the topic of today's video, I thought, which would be appropriate for today, would be about helping with feelings of loneliness, feelings of being on my own. And so, like with all the other tapping, tune in to where you are feeling these feelings of being alone, on your own, feelings of emptiness. I've just brought something to show you. I think it's a good, like sometimes when I do the sessions and I ask people, well, how are you feeling about that? And I say, well, I can't feel it really, I don't know, I'm not sure. And then we tap on, okay, I'm not sure what the feeling's like, but this is about helping us to connect with those feelings. And what I think is a good way of combining is to drawing a picture of yourself and drawing where in the body you're feeling those feelings. So down here I've done a picture. I once went to a body mapping workshop, and in that workshop we actually did live. We lay down on the floor, and the person we were working with has drawn the outline of us, and then we were drawing everywhere how we feel. And this is basically what I have done on that workshop. And one thing which I kind of was drawing was about the roots coming, this is about grounding, but going back to, like, where do you feel this loneliness and how does it feel? Drawing can help you tremendously. So for example, when I draw, this was a picture of my fear, and this was picture I felt of anger, and that's again anger. And then you can also draw it where it goes into your body. So I could put that angry feeling into my solar plexus. So what you could do is you could draw a picture of yourself. Where do you feel it in your body? And you could do it as an exercise every day, tapping along, and see how this all kind of develops, because you will be evolving your feelings. So also I would recommend that you can also watch my videos between number 13 and 19. A lot of these videos are about attracting love into your life, happy relationships, EFT like for depression or trauma, because a lot of these feelings, if you're feeling alone, there would be somewhere a belief that you would have picked up during your childhood, where the message you got, or the message you kind of interpreted and formed the belief of that, was that you were not lovable. Actually today I saw a Facebook post. A person is asking, what did you believe when you were little? And a lot of people would say like silly funny beliefs, but there was actually one person who said, I felt unlovable. And so if you don't feel loved and you're not able to connect with others, then you will be feeling lonely. So let's start tapping. So even though I feel lonely, I feel all alone, I feel betrayed and abandoned, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel alone and all on my own, I love and accept myself anyway. I feel alone. There is a big hole inside me. I feel so lonely. I can't connect with anybody. I am on my own. I feel lonely. Feeling this loneliness in my solar plexus. All this orange. So describe what it looks like to you, this loneliness. Is there a color to it? And then tap on that. So this orange in my solar plexus. I feel so on my own. I feel betrayed. I feel abandoned. I feel lonely, this lonely feeling. I am on my own. So now take a deep breath. So yeah, for many of us during this time of this coronavirus pandemic and all of, we all have to have these lockdowns in order to stop the spread of this virus. And this might have started for a lot of us, a lot of triggering feeling of abandonment, of loneliness, of betrayal. For example, all the doctors and nurses in the UK, they, don't have their protective equipment. So, there must be a huge feelings of betrayal. And, when I look at my own life and, with my mystery illness, I always felt very much on my own. And, I would go from doctor to doctor, and every doctor would say, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, all your tests are absolutely fine. And I kind of felt, a sense of betrayal in a way, because I thought, well, what am I meant to do? I mean, everyone says I'm well, yet I can't actually get up in the morning. And that actually, if I'm going to say, oh, okay, I'm angry with the doctors, which, yes, I felt angry with the doctors then, which is actually a good thing for you to tap on, even though I've got this anger, and whereabouts do you feel this anger in your body? But, I didn't have EFT then, 10 or 15 years ago. I didn't quite know about EFT yet, but I kept saying to myself, well, if the doctors can't do anything, then I have to help myself. And that's why I wrote my strategies to help people cope with illness, disability, and depression. But, I started to realize, well, if I'm always going to be blaming everyone else, I'm actually not taking the responsibility. So the tapping around that could be like this. Even though I've got this anger that there is nothing any doctor can do in helping me. I mean, I'm on my own then. I love and accept the way I feel. Even though I've got all this anger that I have to suffer, that there is no help for me, that doctors, I'm sent from doctor to doctor, and even the treatments they force onto me are not really of any help. I've got all this anger that there is no help for me. I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I've got all this anger that the doctors don't want to listen, I love and accept myself anyway. All this anger, all this orange anger, this orange anger, this this orange ball of anger, this orange ball of anger sitting in my solar plexus. And now this orange ball of anger is moving up to my chest, like there. It's all there. So if the feeling in your body changes for you, then move over to the place where that is for you. So this orange ball of anger in my chest, this tightness in my chest, this orange ball of anger, this orange ball, this orange ball, this orange ball, actually I can feel it now dispersing. It's getting smaller. It's just dispersing. This orange ball of anger is just going. I'm releasing this orange ball of anger. So yeah, this practice in EFT is you keep tapping, evolving, tuning in to what it's like for you, and accepting, loving and accepting yourself the way you are. So another way we often kind of can feel like lonely and on our own, and this actually was my story as well, is that I would always be there for everybody else. I would, like whatever someone wanted to do, I did it, and I felt that if I don't do it, I'm going to be letting them down. Basically, I had no boundaries. And in some of my previous videos, I have showed, you like tapping around how we can get our healthy boundaries, being able to say no to people. So as I said, if I was always kind of, if I've always felt that, I always do things for everybody else, then of course you are feeling completely on your own. And I've just watched a program these last few weeks about two sisters. The program was called £1,000 Sisters, because one was £600 and the other one was £400. And the sister who, the sister who was thinner, she did things for the other sister who was much fatter, and she couldn't get out much. It was very difficult for her to. It was difficult for her to get up and do things because she was so overweight. And the sister who kind of did everything for the other sister, she felt very much like she had all this responsibility. She worried, and the kind of dynamic in this relationship was a very unhealthy one, because the sister who could have looked after herself and done these things for herself, she wasn't doing it, and she was relying on this other sister, and there was a lot of resentment, and they ended up arguing, and one sister was blaming the other one, so if we think that all the fault is with the other person, this is what happened with my husband, who would always blame me for his feelings of loneliness. So, you know, like I would usually be with him because he used to work from home, and uh, if I was going out to do a few things of my own, if I, for example, did a course and wasn't at home all day, or if I went to visit my family in Prague, he would be very angry and feeling on his own, and because he wouldn't be taking the responsibility for his feelings, he would all, like, you know, just to say, no, it's all your fault. So if you feel that, you know, if you feel lonely and there is, you're not getting, you know, you kind of feel angry that other people are not in touch with me, and you say, well, why haven't you contacted me? Why didn't you say hello? Then you can actually tap on these feelings. So you can tap, even though I feel lonely and nobody is talking to me. Why the hell is nobody talking to me? Why am I here on my own? No one says hello to me. Why aren't people talking to me? I love and accept myself and the way I feel. Even though others do not respond to my messages, why aren't they answering my messages? Why aren't they talking to me? I love and accept myself anyway. Even though others don't answer me, and I think it's their fault, I love and accept myself anyway. So nobody wants to talk to me. I'm all on my own. I can't connect with anybody. I'm all on my own. Others have hurt me. That's why it's perhaps better being on my own. But I'm just lonely. All on my own. I just feel lonely. All these feelings of loneliness. Nobody wants to talk to me. I'm all on my own. I just feel lonely. Okay, so take a deep breath. And yeah, people sometimes, you know, if they had bad experience from the past, from failed relationships, they felt hurt. Sometimes, you know, you don't want to go there again. So you feel, oh, I don't want to have actually a relationship because it's not safe to have another, you know, relationship. It's too dangerous, you know, I've been hurt. I cannot trust anybody. So the tapping on that would be, even though I cannot trust others, I've been hurt in the past, all this hurt, I accept the way I feel. Even though I've had this hurt for a long time, and I know I keep holding onto this hurt, It's okay. I accept the way I feel. Even though I've been holding onto this hurt for many years, and perhaps that does not serve me. Perhaps I'm prepared now to release this hurt and let go of this hurt. Okay. So releasing this hurt, letting go of this hurt. So this spiky black ball, I'm letting go of that. That for me is the hurt. So that's how I describe, that's for this hurt for me looks like. And I'm letting go of that. It no longer serves me. Releasing this big spiky ball of hurt. I'm letting go of this hurt. And that hurt is just dispersing. I'm just letting go of this hurt. Release. Letting go of this hurt. Releasing this hurt. Letting go. I'm free now. Letting go of this hurt. Letting go of this hurt. Just this hurt is just this big spiky ball is just, I can see it flying up into the air, and I can no longer see that. I'm focusing on my potential instead. Sending love and healing to my solar plexus. Sending light to my chest. Sending love and healing to my chest. Imagining there is a big light inside shining out. This healing light. Letting go of all that does not serve me. Releasing all which stands between me and my highest potential. My highest good. I feel vibrant. I feel energized. All this loving energy. Healing energy. I'm letting go of no longer serves me. Okay, so put your hand on your heart center. Take a deep breath. And a deep breath out. And yeah, so in this session, I have demonstrated how you can go from feeling lonely to sort of like in a place when you really are lonely, to a place of love. And the EFT will help you to take responsibility for the way you feel, get in touch, and look for reasons, where is this loneliness coming from? There is a message, and as I said, it might be that you need more tapping, that is just one session would not be quite sufficient, because you've got quite a few issues also going back to your childhood. And you know, I mean, in the first 7 years of our lives, we form our core beliefs. We copy, you know, the messages we get from our environment, and we also make our own beliefs. Those messages might not necessarily be the way we interpret. So, for example, if you know, there's a mom who picks up their children from school, and one of the children, you know, wants mom attention, says, "Mom, come and have a look, I want to show you something I've done at school." And the mom happens to be in a bad mood in that moment, and she snaps at the child, says, "You know, I'm busy, I haven't got the time." And then daddy comes home, he's tired, and he can't look at it either. The child will then start believing that they are not lovable, and that is not the truth, but that is the belief we kind of form. So if you go back to your childhood and think of the relationship you had with your family, with your mother, with your father, and reflect on that. And you know, if there are memories going back to your childhood when you've got similar experiences to the one I've just told you, just step on that, tell the story again, see, is there some emotional charge to that still? So yeah, there will be a lot of things, and then you can go to an earlier memory of that and another earlier memory of that. And also, you know, you can re-imprint something positive. You know, once you've known the negative belief you had, and you know, you find how you can change this belief, you can re-imprint something positive and keep that image in your mind for the next 21 days as you're tapping along. And you know, when you wake up in the morning, last thing when you go to sleep, and throughout the day as well. And one of the images which I have is about this whole world, and you know, about all these are kind of healing stars, and how we are all connected. So you know, there's so many of us, and you know, like even here in this garden as I'm sitting here, you know, there's so many birds, the cat comes round, you know. So even if I kind of don't connect with any human being at all, perhaps during the day, you know, there's still the animals. You know, the robin comes and feed right next to me. I give him some nuts or seeds, which the robin loves, and the robin goes right next to me. I could touch the robin, and the robin feels safe. Yet when a cat comes, he knows, or she knows, that that's danger. But you know, if I had the food here, you could see the robin would come and enjoy pecking at the seed. So it's about connecting to nature, connecting to source. You know, we are all connected, we are all one. And sort of like, this is actually, I was looking for it for the last video I did, and I couldn't find this card, which was a card which I now found because I had it actually by my bed. Obviously that was something I wanted to focus on, forgot about it, and I actually had it by my bed. And it's about, I am a human being, not a human doing. Because if you value yourself as to what you do, then when you don't do these things, that you know, you would be kind of nothing. And especially in these difficult times when we are all under lockdowns, and a lot of people sadly can't go out and to do their jobs, and if you know, there would be a lot of feelings of depression and sadness. But if you actually are connected to your source, and as I said, you are a human being rather than a human being, not a human doing. Yeah, so anyway, thanks a lot for watching my video. I hope this video helps. As I suggested, watch it in conjunction with my other videos, because behind the loneliness and feeling alone, there will be a lot of other emotions, like feelings of hurt, feelings of sadness, fear. So I do recommend you watch my other videos. So thanks a lot for watching, and look forward to you during my next video. Bye for now.